I need to bring this up now because about 20 people have sent me this, but also it is some premium X-Files shit. This is the intro to the Rimworld Medieval Undead series I uploaded March 23rd, 2021. Nearly an entire year ago now. But this is where things get real weird.
Came into my room where I record things, my office. Came into my office earlier, okay? And I was just about to record Rimworld. And then I was looking down here. There's the Joris box. There's Joris. Look at this fucking thing here, though. It's Derek Lodge.
That video came out in March. Ideology, the thing that added the Dryads, came out in July. 4 months after we had seen the Pierre in my cupboard. And it is a stretch to say that that looks like Derek Lodge, but there is no doubt at all that that absolutely looks like a Dryad, that looks like Pierre. I'm kind of freaking out. Well, hello there, beasts, and I suppose other people who aren't beasts, but I haven't really had time to write a list of people who are beasts and who aren't. That's a lot of effort. And speaking of a lot of effort, today in Rimworld, we're going to do things nice and simply. Very down-to-earth, straightforward tasks. First things first, Petal gets promoted to Emperor of the entire Empire. Empress of the entire Empire. Secondly, we roof over the entire map. Every part of it. Every single piece of this map. I'm protecting the trees, okay? Then we just have to hollow out a giant trail through the mountain and build a pretty sizable kill box. So like I said, very sensible, real easy, down-to-earth things today. Then all we have to do is finish allying with everybody on the face of the planet. And we've done it. We've achieved everything we set out to do. Well, I mean, we're supposed to be bringing alliances between the other people, but honestly, that quest isn't showing up as frequently as I would like, so I might have to do some tweaking there. You can, in theory, get a peace talks quest whereby we improve faction relations between two factions rather than just peace talks where, some of which we've had before, where we just send a person and then suddenly everybody's friends. Sir? Sir, that doesn't look like peace at all. What the hell do you think you're doing there? Well, you can't get through the hedge? Oh, he's going for the other hedge. I was going to say, hedge is turning out to be the perfect defense against mechanoids, so it'd be very convenient. Oh! They're already through? Wait, what the fuck? Oh. Oh. Just one of those, you know, one of those mechanoids that can go through solid hedge. Not that solid hedge is particularly impressive, I will admit. Okay, Bartskins, whenever you're ready, we're gonna have to dash. I might just send the Dryads in. They'll probably get shredded, but it's either that or they might dig through into Pierre's Groove Grove, and I can't risk that. What's high priority? What do we go for? I mean, the Siege Breakers ideally, but they've got 2 Goliaths and a Centipede in front of them. Little Dryads, go for you. Big Dryads, go for you. Oh, where are my Bartskins? Bartskins, you're so slow. Oh, Aura Dryad number 10. Hacker voice, they're in. It's okay, get them. Oh! I mean, to be fair, to their credit, they did take a hit from a Siege Breaker there and just walk it off, so I can't even be mad. That's just kind of impressive, if anything. Yes, get him. Joggle that Centipede. Send him. The guinea pig, he's working with the mechanoids. They're color-coded. Oh my god. Carry him over to the other side of the map if we're not careful. Right, search and destroy now. That's it. Push them out to the wall. Hold them there. Well done. We need, like a big guy. We need a big guy. Hey, come on, block the way here, big guy. I don't know what mod makes it so... Well, that's unfortunate. Literally almost blind. I don't know what mod makes it so that multiple characters can stand on the same slot. But I think I hate it. Because it means you can't set up any sort of body blocking anymore. It means that melee is at such a massive disadvantage. Well, I mean, unless you are melee versus ranged characters like this, at which point you've got a massive advantage. But it doesn't work in the way it should be. It means that these awakened Bartskins are almost kind of pointless when you've got choke points. And apparently we can also, you know, just kind of slowly push them away. I guess there was just not a hedge there at all. Otherwise we'd... Careful with that flood fill tool. We've been over this. I guess given that there wasn't a blueprint, right? Weird. Haha, heat wave. As if your heat wave will affect us in this giant glass dome. Okay, that could be a side problem, I will admit. Greenhouses, of course, are famously not very warm. I think we're all gonna die. Okay, let's get this roof built pretty fast. Not that it's massively relevant. Oh, Lord, that's gonna be expensive. Maybe just do it in chunks. I think we'll just do it kind of piece by piece. There you go. That's fine. It's not like this roof was going to take ages to build anyway. That's okay. Oh, that poor guy landed on the wrong side of the hedge. Oh, it's a bad day to be you, my friend. Drifters. Drifters wish for resources as well? 5,000 silver. I mean, I can afford it. Can you just give me like a minute? Then we'll deal with that. Now, you might notice the new guy that we got at the end of yesterday's episode, whose name I don't even remember. I have sent him away. The game, at this stage, as it does with many campaigns at this point, isn't exactly running super well. So we gotta try and be careful of just about everything we add to this colony. I did also have to send away one person who's been here for quite a while now, and that is the poor little pedigreed raptor. I thought I'd better send him away. The pedigreed raptor wasn't made for combat anyway. It's just a little fun pet to keep around, so I'm not really too bothered. Now it's living his best life over in our base. I mean, if barn skins are in there first, they are really soaking it up. This is fine. Oh, this is working super well. I feel like the hedges probably aren't the... I feel like the hedges probably aren't the best defense. I'll be the first to admit that. Shit. I'm starting to get a little concerned that we're losing Dryads faster than... faster than we're going to be able to keep up with. Maybe we get rid of the carriers at this point. I feel like I don't really have a choice, huh? Look at it grow. Petal will be the queen of a new glass empire. That's 100% natural glass. I mean, it's made of steel, but that steel comes from bees, and those bees, they eat flowers. They don't eat flowers. You know what I mean. This is 100% plant-based steel. I mean, as much as I enjoy the words old booty and installation in the same sentence, I do think we've got bigger things to focus on right now. What about Joker? Nothing for Joker. And then Ronso is going to give us 11 glitterable medicine. We are so close to getting Emperor. This is painful. 25 points away, and they're just giving us constant quests that don't give honor. Come on. Oh. Oh, no. I am surrounded by constructions which match the style that reflect my adjective belief. My beliefs are reflected in these styles. Petal's been building roofs so long she's lost her damn mind. We have another quest giving plus 12 honor, and there's me trying to figure out why we don't have a bedroom that satisfies it. Turns out, little Icewolf sniped it. Thank you, Icewolf. Join me, Ossemet. 8 days. Must keep the mood above 25%. Just going to bed will boost his mood to 100%, so you're welcome, except with Petal. There you go. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Feel free to add even more lag to my colony. Well, I think that was just about the easiest honor I've ever seen in the entirety of Rimworld. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. See you later. And launch. And launch. Quest complete, though? I assume it just worked without any celebration or hullabaloo. Yeah, 173. It definitely works all right. Only another 13 points remain before that lofty title of Empress. You got anything else for me? Hunt for the hunt for the artifact, our second artifact. Well, I'll see you all next year when I finally get around to collecting that one. We've got the Comradely Prisoners. Silent Neuroformer could be tempted, or Temporary Workers. They want 1 colonist for 8 days for 10 honor. Sold. That's an easy sale. Vi gets some more work experience, and Petal is only, what, 3 points away now from Empress? Oh, you don't get the reward until the quest is complete, even though we haven't exactly got any control over it from now on. Weird. Ah, my good friend Winter, you've chosen a great time to turn up and show off my new roof. I'll be honest, I'm not actually friends with Winter. We're not on speaking terms right now, but the point is, the roof is done on that side. Look at that. Now all we have to do is finish it for the other side of the map, and we've got ourselves a wonderful bee-produced 100%... What do you mean, bridge? A bridge for a roof? I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that. What we have is a 100% bee-produced, perfectly preserved biodome.
Yeah, boy.
This episode may take me all day, but my god, we are going to get there. I'd say that's a good... what, half the map at this point covered in the transparent roofs? The big problem we have now is the distinct lack of steel. Well, I suppose it's not fair to say it's a lack of steel. It's a lack of people able to refine the honeycomb into steel. I've drafted anybody even remotely good at construction as a roof builder, and that in turn has had a knock-on effect on, well, pretty much everything at this stage. Let's go ahead and knock that back down there. Hey, I need people working on the bees, if that's okay. I'm sorry, how many steel slag chunks? They'll probably help out with the roof, yeah. Hold on one Pierre damn second. I think that's all we need, right? 12 honor. And if you're thinking, of course you know that's as much as you need. You added this up a few seconds ago. It was yesterday. Building this roof has taken that long. To wake up at friggin' 5 a.m. to finish a virtual roof. What is going on? 186, we're only 3 points off, so this is a little overkill. But the Empress will help you with your demand. Of course, the Empire just thinks she's some random freeholder. Just some silly, doped-up hippie in the middle of a drug paradise. What they don't realize, nobody's checking the paperwork. Nobody's crossing the I's and dotting the T's. They don't realize she's got enough honor to win the next election. Imperial election. I think that's how that works. I don't think empires get elected. Old Castle Osmos over here probably just thinks, oh, send the prisoners, send them to that random freeholder over there. She will do what we tell her. You fool. Oh, you fool. Do they... Paralytic Abasia is fine, so no blood rot either. This is pretty much a guaranteed promotion then, huh? Hello. 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 Well, I say that. That's assuming we get enough time to feed these prisoners between building all the roofs. Oh no, all the work order is screwed up. Okay, don't worry about that. That's just a side effect from where I've had to take out a few mods so the game doesn't implode. It just happens. You know, it just happens when you get this far into a playthrough. It especially happens when you've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Dryads. And it especially happens when you do really, really stupid things. Like, I don't know, roof over the entire map. It's all finally coming together. 20 hours until Petal can become Empress. The roof is getting there. It's taken a long time, but it's almost done. We just need a little tiny bit more by the mountain. Oh, look at how much steel we've got. 2,700, all from recycling and bees. They called me a madman, but what I predicted came... No, you gotta send the fucking... Well, you ruined it. Completely ruined my speech. Petal's Empress ceremony. Her title has changed, but of course not until we've actually done the ceremony. She is still regular, plain old, down-to-earth Petal Bud. Let's not say down-to-earth. Cloud 9 is very much... Oh, we're on probably about Cloud 15 right now, my dude. And it all comes down to this. Send a message to the Commonwealth of Jilp. It is no longer the Commonwealth of Jilp, my friends. Ah, Royal Tribute Collector, you say? That was very convenient timing. I assume you're here to pay tribute and not take tribute. And finally, after a lifetime of what feels like exclusively focusing on this ideology, building out of only natural resources and eating vegetables and saving people and never doing any violence with our colonists, at least, we've finally done it. Your new Empress. It was terrible. It was a terrible bestowing ceremony. A terrible day. Not for our people, of course. What they mean by terrible there, let's ignore that. What they mean by I'm going to tell you what you mean, because Petal is Empress now. We make the rules. By terrible, it's a terrible day for the people in the Empire who pillage and destroy the earth. For the people who eat things like pig and cow. Are those in Rimworld? People who eat thrombo and wild boar. Petal is in control. So the first order of business, I mean, obviously, yeah, we have to worry about all that crap. We'll do that in a minute. First order of business. Yep, I'd say that seems about right. Thank you. Now, of course, Jill, the whatever, still runs the day-to-day operations. We don't have total control over the Empire. They are subservient to us. They're allied to us, of course. They've taken on our ideology. But it's still Jilp who runs the day-to-day operation. Like, Jilp is middle management. Petal is like top tier CEO. And speaking of which, we now get top tier CEO permits. What do we want to take then, huh? Unused permit points 5, current title Empress. That'll never get old. Now, it's very easy at this point to say, let's take the Trooper Squad. Let's take the Aerodrone Strikes, the Janissaries. No, no, no. We have set a precedent here, and we're going to stick with it. We're going to take only things that match the ideology. We're not just going to suddenly change pace and say, yeah, Death Squads, let's do it. Okay, sure, we have ripped and torn apart all of our enemies with Chlora Dryads. That's not the point. Laborers seem like a good idea. Assuming by laborers, I don't mean slaves. That would be kind of terrible. We'll take the steel. We'll take the silver. We'll take the medicine. You keep your weapons. You keep your food, because no doubt the food is going to be, you know, not vegan. Not until the Imperial supply line can catch up with this new ideology change. Might be facing a big old rebellion. We'll worry about that later. Laborers? Really could do with a hand building a roof here. Oh, look at them. Look at how quickly the Empire adapted. They've already turned up with flowers in their hair. And they're all completely butt naked. Oh, no. It just occurred to me, the ideology calls for nudity. Does that mean the next Royal Tribute Collector is going to be butt naked? What about the Bestower? It's going to have another magic wand. Yeah, you better walk away. This is Petal's empire now. I mean, they're still part of it. They just might not be too happy. You know, the old guard. Now all that remains is to make all those people out on this fine planet see the way of the Lorax to enjoy Petal's reign. We're not here to impose our will on anybody. We're not here to force them to bow before their God, Empress, Eternal, Petal, or anything like that. No. If they don't, I'll send in the Chloro-Dryads, but that's not the point. Now, because unfortunately the Empire doesn't quite yet recognize Dryads as people, because we don't have that level of bureaucracy, that's going to take a lot of paperwork to sort that out, okay? Pierre, unfortunately, we cannot give you an Imperial title, but there is a title that I think you are deserved of. King Pierre. And just as Jilt runs the day-to-day operations in wherever the hell he lives, Pierre will run the day-to-day operations in this particular base. I mean, it has been all this time. The true power behind the throne. And you see, Petal is very humble. You just chopped down a tree? Or you just chopped down... You're also insulting Sorsha? What the hell's going on here? Oh, is it happening again? Well, they're not able to roof over trees. I'm getting flashbacks. Help me. I mean, Petal is a very forward-leading empress out here in the fields, chopping down trees, but we'll keep that quiet, otherwise she'll lose the next election. What are people who can help us build this roof? They're all crap. What kind of laborers are these? You've just sent me the worst people I think I've ever seen. Fine. You know what? We'll have them take over the repair so that Petal and Sorsha can focus on the roofs instead. How about that?
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Let me just breathe this in a second. Let me just enjoy this moment. Because at long last, through hours of struggle and strife, I started recording this episode at 4 p.m. yesterday, it's currently 8 a.m. Through hours of struggle and strife building a virtual ceiling to this here base, it's finally complete. We have a totally roofed base. No, we don't. What? Unroofed one? Oh, for fuck's sake, this is going to take a while, isn't it? Okay, give me a minute. How dare you? How dare you? Like I was saying, we now have... Why can't I build it? Hello? No roof support. Unbelievable. As I was saying, we have a totally roofed over map. The entire thing from map limit to map limit has been turned into the greatest preservation project in Rimworld's history. Probably not. It's borderline average at best. I'm so glad I didn't waste the best part of 16 hours on this. A land where the fruits will grow and the dryads will run free, or in this case, the gigantic mammoth worms will run free. A map where meteorite strikes go from being a delicious resource injection straight from the pony jar to honestly catastrophic, because we would have to rebuild the entire roof. A place where at any moment, these bountiful fields could be overrun by insects. Thousands and thousands of insects, because apparently it all counts as mountain roof. Well, this is Petal's domain. And you know what? Insects are natural. That's just a natural part of life. Granted, not 6-foot heavily armored spiders, but they're relatively natural. So now with Empress ticked off and the base roofed over, where are all the dryads? Hello? Have I spent too long? Well, I spent a little bit too long building the roof. All of our dryads have despawned. Oh, no. Well, let's hope we don't get a raid anytime soon. All hail awakened Chloro-Dryad 1. Get out of here. What the hell do you think you're doing? So now, all that remains is to send our Empress, Imperial Trader, that's Petal's, by the way. It did actually say they're affiliated with the Commonwealth of Petal. Wasn't really expecting that. Now all that remains is to send Empress Petal out there into the world to speak with her new subjects to prove that... Why do more keep spawning in? Why do you keep spawning in? I'm permanently hostile. I can't allies you even if I wanted to. So like I was saying, we very much only have a few factions left that we can actually ally with. Now the Tree Miners are already our allies. We've already worked on those guys. The Bigly Kinship are already our allies. The Warriors of Angry have been a bit of a thorn in our side. Same with the Marooned Warriors. Discordia, quite far away. That's going to be a hell of a journey. And of course, the Commonwealth of Petal is already ours. So we will send Petal, King Pierre, Roid Rage Joris, and then we can only carry 21 Ambrosia. Like I was saying, we're going to get some carrier dryads. We're going to turn them into an awakening carrier dryad, and then we're going to caravan out. Unbelievable. Oh no, is this a raid? Oh god, don't do it, please. Oh, thank god it was just a quest. Shelter? Ooh. Another giant statue of Pierre, you say? Well, the game did actually send us a raid there. 6,700 threat points to drive 3 horses batshit crazy. 3 horses that, of course, can't get into the dome. I'll just go ahead and do one of those. Problem solved. Who cares if you haven't got any Dryads? And a few days later, we have Petal, Pierre, and a couple of graceful moves there, heading over to our first delivery point. And as I said before, just because Petal is empress doesn't mean she's gonna compromise on her morals at all, right? So we are taking these people, the finest, homegrown, somewhere, ambrosia. Yeah, potatoes. What the hell? Why have you got 500... What? Petal? Okay. 500 barrels of sewage. Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. I let it auto-pick food, and for some reason it took... You know, I don't want to ask questions. You all called me mad, but look at outside the dome. Trees are wilted and dying as far as the eye can see. Hello? Sir? There are aberrant flesh beasts wandering throughout the borders. And now all I say is look slightly south. Beyond these dead trees and giant fleshy beasts, paradise. Literal paradise. Fruits grow all year round, while meanwhile out there is, I mean, corpse bile and death. Very angry warg. Did you eat someone? Who did you eat? Oh, I didn't even notice, but apparently they finished digging the giant tunnel there as well. Oh, fantastic. And then we've got an open door there, so it still counts as indoors, but it should allow the enemy to pass through, so we could still use a killbot style thing. Otherwise, they'll just bash down the hedges. And as we've seen, that doesn't really work. Milky, what have you done to your hair? Milky, have you always looked like that? King Pierre only has a market value of 2,500. That doesn't seem right at all. Oh, God. Poor Graceful Moo won't even be bought. Now, these guys have an opinion of, like, minus 100, so I'm just going to give them enough ambrosia to make their day. Let's just go something like that. There you go. You are welcome, warriors of Angry. Enjoy your ambrosia. That was easy. Now all we have to do is wait for that to set in. Ah, perfect. There you go. They have too realized the greatness of, I mean, just a copious amount of drugs at this stage, huh? Oh, what a pleasant song. I so rarely hear this one. Here, take some ambrosia, my friends, to celebrate. 119. Only to neutral. Oh, you shit. To stop ourselves up with another 1,600 ambrosia, as you do. There you go, my friends. Welcome to the Empire of Petal. My God, look at it. Peace and harmony in our time. The factions are beginning to believe in the Loraxian commune, and more importantly, they're beginning to believe in peace. That's probably because we've ripped apart so many, there are none left. Every faction composes entirely of babies. Babies and people missing their limbs. And the final settlement, Discordia. Of course, they'd be the freaking problem. Oh no, I've only got 152. Is that enough? Oh, thank God. I was not making another journey. I was getting ready to burn this place down. It's perfect. I could stare at this for hours. Well, I know exactly what you're thinking. It's not perfect at all. What about the nudist pact? Everybody is saying. Everybody always forgets about the nudists. The nudists have been wiped out. That wasn't me. The Bigly kinship clapped them. They don't have a settlement. I can't give them gifts. Besides, where would they store the ambrosia? They're nudists. I mean, there's obviously one place they could store it, but they probably wouldn't be able to take too much of it. And you know what? There are worse things in life than roving bands of nudists wandering around the planet in a nomadic naturist style. We're nudists ourselves. We being the faction in game, of course. I am chalking that up as a win, mainly because there is literally no other way to ally with that final faction. And this is taking a long time. And at long last, there we have it. 18 episodes of relatively low-tech Dryad lifestyle. Petal works her way up to becoming surprise empress. The Dryads managed to somehow keep us alive all this time, despite one or two fairly sizable mechanoid attacks. And maybe for the first series ever, the world is peaceful and happy. We've brought peace and unity to the world, not through carpet bombing or nuclear barrages, but through kindness and gift giving. It's everything the Christmas series was supposed to be, but then definitely was not. And more importantly, King Pierre can survey his domain atop a golden wooden throne as Empress Petal, his one true servant, keeps things in order, keeps things running for him. And even though we may be done with the Dryads for this series, there's plenty of room for them to come back in the future, wave-based survival being vanilla expanded mod that dropped very, very recently that kind of snuck under the radar. That's something that has so many application for weird challenge playthroughs. trying to survive it with only Dryads, or trying to see how long we can survive with, of course, only Dryads, or robots similar to the Robo Daddy series, just using turrets or tower defense, just using the Revenants. I'm not entirely sure, but there is plenty left to gleam from that. But more importantly still, I don't think we've quite heard the end of Pierre. And finally, of course, thank you all for watching. I've quite enjoyed this complete change of pace here, going for this lower technology, focusing on theme above all else. You know, we didn't ever do any hunting, we didn't ever cause any violence with our characters. The ideology was front and center for pretty much the first time we've ever done a remote ideology playthrough. You know, it really did feel like those restrictions were in place, but they didn't cause problems. I don't quite know how to describe it. The restrictions added to gameplay for once, rather than took away from things. So I am certainly going to be doing more things like that in the future. This particular, and I should have seen it coming, right, because we've done plenty of Zoo series before at this point. This particular mod pack has a pretty glaring flaw in that the longer we play, if we'd have gone on for another kind of 3 or 4 episodes, the raids would have gotten to such a size that we would need way more Dryads than we've got currently to be able to fight them. Not to mention right now, we are only playing on Rough, and it's rare I play Rough or anything lower than that in any series. But if we were fighting raids bigger than this, we would need far more Dryads. The more Dryads we have, of course, the slower the game runs, and by extent, the worse of an experience it is to play, but I think also the worst of an experience it is to watch, because then I'm limited for how much I can actually do with each episode. So I certainly expect to do more things like this in the future. I have genuinely very much enjoyed this one. It's been very fun decorating the base and working around those limitations, trying to find more natural approaches to things, and kind of designing that mod pack around the ideology rather than vice versa, which has been true for pretty much everything I've done up to this point so far. Let's see where we go next. Now, as always, because I already have the next mod pack planned out, of course, because that will need some thorough planning, and because certain mods have released recently which will require adding into that, I think, for the mod pack's own sake, that is going to probably give us an episode delay. However, there will still be an episode of Rimworld tomorrow, just not the new mod pack. Something that I'm changing for 2022, shall we say. So let's leave it there for today. Goodbye, Empress, Petal. Goodbye, Pierre, Jimmy, Gertrude, Roid Rage, Joris. Goodbye to this actual Garden of Eden that we've built. Goodbye to a perfectly peaceful planet. And finally, a thank you, as always, go out to the patrons, without which I would not be here. The channel would have not been here for as long as it has been, and there certainly wouldn't be as much content as there has been, nor as there is. Well, that was horribly confusing. Thank you, in the meantime, to our executive producer, tier patrons of today, including R9471, Evelyn X, Lion 666, Guardian Easter, Zevenwolf, El Scorchio 82, Tenacious Bloom, My Name Isn't Dio, Steak and Bacon Akins, Grilled Bears, oh no, Alvin Flang, Time Waster, Irish Badger, Ex Dr. Don MD, and the White Fox God. For their support, the executive producer tiers over on Patreon. Thank you all for being there. Thank you for being here in these troubled times. Thank you to Proper Banter, Atreus Sen, Lazy Panda, Dodger, Big Bua, Axel, PJ, Logical Builder, Zesty, Zega the Chaos King, Uwu, I Eat Shoes, allegedly, Chicken Robo, Prismo, Omegador, Pumbly, Lively Life, and Pansram. See you all tomorrow for not regularly scheduled content. Ooh.